I'm here at Six Flags Great America on a day where the heat index is close to 100, and I just want to make a video showing how the park runs when it's, I would say, significantly hot out. So Skytrack Tower over here is one of the very first rides you'll come across when you walk in the park, and it is one of 3 air-conditioned rides in the park, so it's a good way to beat the heat. Of course, I just got here, so don't really need to go on it just yet. It's a fun ride in its own right, though. Classic observation tower ride. Another thing you're going to find here during the heat is that a lot of the flat rides won't run, as you can see this sign. So something to be mindful of. Of course, a lot of the gift stores have AC, but one of the best is Coaster Can, because they don't want the candy to melt, so they blast the AC. Gotta give the entertainers credit. They are still out here, even though it's quite hot. Oh, and the characters are meeting at the firehouse today. All right, going from Strutters to Southwest Territory to actually start riding rides. Just got done with the chicken Caesar salad, so I'm all ready to go. All right, gonna go on Viper first, because it's just right here. I have a feeling the station's going to be very empty. We'll see soon, though. Your hats and glasses. Enjoy your ride. Walking off of the Viper. Empty station. Great ride. These wooden rides tend to run better in the heat. I feel like one of the better rides I've had in a while. So, one advantage of a hot day. I think it's time to tame the bull. Alright, I've heard of giant drop close because of wind, but never because of heat. Oh well. Alright, stepping off of Battle for Metropolis, got a little over 300,000. I don't know if that's good or bad. It seems to be typical for me. Anyway, it's a nice break from the heat. And now I think I'm going to do something else. I don't know what. We'll see. Got a ramp wait for Wrath, so that seems worth it. Also, look at this disgusting statue. Ew. Stepping off of Wrath. I got a second row ride. It's kind of weird because the second row was mostly blocked off. I don't know if that's because of the heat or if it's just been having problems. I know it got stuck yesterday for quite a while at the top. But the second row ride I had was the smoothest ride I think I've ever had on Wrath. And when the ride is smooth, the layout's real fun. So if only they could get it to be smooth all the time. I'm sure it depends on where you're sitting, obviously. But it's a real fun ride when it's smooth. Anyway, gonna probably get a cold treat to cool off some more. Another good way to beat the heat is the Dole Whips. This is strawberry. You can get it over here at the Rakshasa food place. Oh, we're down another flat ride due to the heat. Oh well, I'm gonna go to the Wizard, which is still running. All right, walking off the Wizard. Not much to report. Same ride as it always is. Train ahead of me, somebody had their phone out on the lift hill and was about to stop the ride. That would have not been great, but luckily the person put away their phone after multiple warnings, and I got to actually ride. So, yeah. Time for Max Force. Not air conditioning, but that launch sometimes is fast enough that it feels like air conditioning. This is actually like the only ride with a line so far. Not a bad line, but... So this is the worst part of Max Force on a hot day. Sitting on the brake run, waiting for them to load the second train. You just bake out there. But I survived. Alright, time for another air-conditioned ride.
Welcome aboard Skytrack Tower, the tallest freestanding structure in all of Lake County. As we begin our ascent, please remain seated and keep your hands and feet away from the windows. The cabin you are seated in will carry you 330 feet into the sky, offering incredible panoramic views of the park and beyond. On a clear day, keep your eyes peeled. You might even spot the Chicago skyline. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy this bird's eye view from the tallest tower in all of Great America. As we make our way back down the
tip, if you're here at 6 in the front of the park, good time to cool off in your car, recharge both yourself and your phone's battery, and repark, because a lot of people leave and you can get really good spots close to the front. So that's what I did, and it's a good idea because it'll save you walking at the end of the night. On my way to Superman, and looks like they're doing some repainting of the Big Loose facade, which is nice to see. A lot of projects like this where they're just sprucing up the park. Right, stepping off of Superman. It was no wait, as you can see, and this is the typical ride. And the train is half empty. I could have re-rode. I decided not to for reasons, but I think I will go over to the Dark Knight, which is actually another good way to cool off when it's hot out, because most of that line is in a former theater that was air conditioned, so it's actually kind of refreshing sometimes. Oh, here they drop. So I'm in line, you can see how it's kind of slanted. There's a stage behind there. Feels real nice in here though. Alright, done with the Dark Knight, now it's time for some water rides. Alright, going for my first Roaring Rapids ride of the season. Wish me luck. By the way, there's like no line even on this ride. It's kind of crazy. Alright, got up the Roaring Rapids. That's the worst part, that slow lift. Didn't get very wet, which is okay. It's actually cooling off a bit and it's kind of getting a little later. But I did enjoy the ride. Liked what they did with the cave, with some Looney Tunes characters and an alligator for some reason. Ooh, look at this. It's like there's a new water ride over here just outside the picnic place. If you don't feel like getting wet, you can actually help people cool off at least with these blasters at Roaring Rapids. You just pay, you get 2 shots, you hit the rafts as they come by. Here in DC Universe, going to try to hit Joker, Batman, and the Flash, all back to back. I think they're all up and running. So did they get rid of like that Joker video thing here forever? Okay, walking up the Joker. I was the only one on my side. It felt a lot more violent than it usually does. A nice cooling zone. So, not the biggest fan of this ride in general, and specifically this ride I just had. But I had to do it because there's like no line. Gotta cleanse my palate with the Batman now. It's actually pretty good. Because it makes sense. I mean, Joker is a villain, so his ride should also be kind of bad, right? So shout out to the person at Gotham City Snacks over here, giving massive cups of water. Alright, walking up a Batman. Got 2 rides on it because the station was half empty. And the Flash looks to be down. So that's it for DC Universe. On to Yukon, where there's actually surprisingly a line for the Little Dipper. Always like to look at that police vehicle. So, probably on to Goliath. Should I wait here until the train comes down? Yeah, I probably should, right? Here we go. This ride would have been nice today. I wonder if it's ever going to open this year. Alright, time for Goliath. Looks like there won't be much of a waiting. Yep. No people on the stairs. It's been the theme of today. Alright, getting off of Goliath, like these people are about to. It was a little bit rough, not gonna lie. Still enjoyable. And it was worth the wait because the wait was nothing. So walking out of Yukon. Meal was very good, and I timed it so it was at the start of the show at Sadie Sue's Saloon. Unfortunately, nobody showed up, so they had to like cut it early. If I was a good person, I would have like ditched my meal and just sat down there. But it's kind of sad, actually. These are the things you don't think about when there's so few people here. That the entertainers are kind of getting shafted. Nobody's showing up because there's just not that many people here. Anyway. Alright, Eagle Racing, Sky Striker, X-Flight. Those are the three things I want to do here in the next hour if I can. We'll see if I'm successful. I'm not going to go into Kidsopolis. It's going to be a pretty light race here, I think. Alright, walking off of blue, lost of course. I guess I'll go back on red though. Alright, quick update. Walking off of red side, lost as well. Our train was like half full and the blue side was more full, so I think it's train weight is a big component. Red side tends to win if they're equal, but it can lose if the weights are very different. Meaning the heavier, the more people that are in the train, the faster it goes, and the more it wins. So, yeah, it was actually pretty close though, so I enjoyed that aspect. Anyway, Sky Striker time. All right, we have to use another skip the line pass for this. There's always a line for Sky Striker. Always. All right, not gonna do Sky Striker. I had just gotten to the last seat filled, so I'd have to wait basically 2 cycles, and I want to see the show at night, so don't have enough time. Maybe X-Flight. It's time for the X-Flight, presented by Skittles. I'm gonna eat so many Skittles because they presented X-Flight to me. Man, I'm gonna just be eating them by the fistful now. Skittles and X-Flight, they go together like, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly. Why am I still recording? I don't know, I'm gonna keep on recording. They need to label the fast lane and the regular lane here more clearly. People are always mixing the two up. There's a complaint for you. I'm pretty good at complaining. I should be more positive, I suppose. But there's just so much to complain about. I like the music in this line. Not many rides have like its own music. Look, there's Sky Striker. I was gonna be on that. It just wasn't quite fast enough. I don't like waiting for that. It takes forever to load and the cycle goes on forever. If I'm on it, it's gonna be because I timed it just right. All right, I'm done. So I'm walking off of X-Flight here. I can't really say much because it's a top secret mission, so. But I noticed they opened up the giant drop, so that's exciting. Wasn't sure they were gonna ever do it. Demon at night. Probably the best night right in the park. And yeah, I'm gonna keep recording. This is like my favorite line audio in the whole park too. And then it also has some nice lighting in the rock work here. Gotta like that. It's like a whole backstory. Remember when parks used to actually have stories to their rides? When did they stop doing that? Oh, they just dispatched the train. I will see you after I get a concussion on this ride. Alright, I survived the demon. It was rough, but it was worth it. Now, I'm gonna go watch the drone show. They're playing the wrong drone show. Oops. Alright, exiting after a hot, long day. Drones went away halfway through the show because they were playing the 4th of July show, which was unfortunate. Stage show was still pretty good though. And they were like pyrotechnics. I'm not gonna do one thing. Park's closed. What I learned today? I don't know. You get a lot done when it's hot out. Nobody's here. Walk on everything. Some of the flat rides are down, although they open when it gets cooler. A lot of smoke now because of Canada. Thanks, Canada. It was a good day, I suppose. A little bit hot. Some mess ups with the drone show. But hey, can't do everything, right?